Welcome to the Graybeard Chronicles podcast. Your hosts, Brian Halstead and Kevin Harkins, are two gray-bearded patriots who love God, their family and friends, and their country. The Graybeards are here to inspire, inform, and educate you on a myriad of topics they are passionate about. Brian and Kevin have a strong desire to share this with you to help you live your best life. Sit back and enjoy this amazing podcast as the Graybeards pass along the wisdom of the ages.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Graybeard Chronicles. I'm Brian Halstead.
And I'm Kevin Harkins.
And Kevin, we're here to pass along some wisdom of the ages. What the heck does that mean?
We're not perfect, but we do have gray beards. And that means we've got some significant life experience, some life lessons, and some perspectives that are worthy of passing along.
Well, I think that sums it up nicely. Let's get to it. Kevin, what's going on, mister?
Put that in your pipe and smoke it.
Yeah. Nice to see you again virtually.
Yes.
I'm glad I did get to see you at least once in person this week. I'm starting to have withdrawals, I think, again.
I'll be there routinely. Just today was a gaggle right up till the end. But I'm happy to be here, and I see that you're back to smoking your pipe again, which is nice.
Yes,
probably enjoying that, huh?
Oh, yes. Love it. Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it.
Very good. Very good. Yeah, things are good here. We're off to a good start to this month of June, and all is well. How about with you?
Yeah, it is June, isn't it?
Yeah.
I tell you, we're hitting the ground running in June. Now, I stay busy, and that's a good thing, right? So,
Yep.
yeah, all is well. Everybody's enjoying this. Everybody except for my lawn is enjoying this weather.
Yeah. This long without rain stretch is.
Yeah.
Yeah, you go out there and water it here tonight after you're done. You gotta do that.
No,
I know. You don't do that.
not gonna do it. Don't have a sprinkler system. Don't have any interest in installing one, and not gonna drag a sprinkler around to keep my grass green. It'll come back. It always does.
Always does. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. So again, we're not here to talk about gardening tips or lawn care maintenance. What are we talking about tonight? This was your idea, sir, and a fine one at that.
It was my idea, and I'm excited to talk about it. This is excuse me. I don't know. You hear the dog barking there? the perils of recording at home.
Miss Agnes is announcing her presence.
She is announcing her presence, indeed. Anyway, this is we've talked a bit recently about you get what you focus on.
Right.
And this kind of falls in that category. I like to focus on things that are, for me, helpful, inspirational, motivational, because it's just who I am and what I need I need a regular diet of that kind of stuff, a mental and emotional diet. And so I just wanted to talk about what are 3 things that you love about life. And they could be, my only restriction was you can't just name a person. Like my favorite thing about my life is my wife. And that's true, actually, but that's off limits for this conversation. You had to pick something else.
Right. All right. Well, that's good, because I didn't pick your wife. No, because that's yours. I'm not, I'm just messing with you. Yeah, I like the subject. It gets you thinking, right? And I think that's a healthy space to be in.
Mm-hmm.
We talked many times about the importance of gratitude and expressing your gratitude for things. And, it's hard to, and I think maybe hard is not it. Maybe it's actually impossible to not feel some gratitude when you sit down and you think about 3 things in life that you love, or 3 things that you love about life. And that, just brings a positive light to the whole situation. So I think it's a good exercise.
Okay.
I'm happy to participate.
Okay. And so I want you to go first.
All right.
I want you to take on it. I want you to give all 3, and you go in as long and as in deep as you want. I know you won't go all that long. At least I hope not, because I might fall asleep. But just kidding on that. No, I'd like you to go first, and then I look forward, because I want you to get on a roll. That's why, because I know when you start talking about it, you're going to get on a roll, and I don't want to interrupt that roll. So take us away.
All right. So this is not one that I'd actually planned. And I just feel the need to call it out again, the importance of gratitude, right? So I absolutely love expressing that gratitude for all the things that, positive that happen in life, whether it's, the relationships that you have, the things that you acquire that makes your life more enjoyable, the opportunities that you have to help other people in the process and so on. But just that whole idea of being grateful for the gifts that you're given in life and the things that you earn in life based on the opportunities that are presented to you. I just think that's something that I
Amen.
absolutely love. That
Amen.
was not on my list. That actually just
Oh,
popped up based on the conversation that you had started. So
okay.
the first thing, and I know the rules of the game here where you can't identify a person, I'm going to identify a category.
Okay.
And that category for me is and it's a multifaceted category because it involves people, not a person singular, but it's my tribe. It's my
Okay.
family. It's my friends. It's my brothers. It's people that I hold near and dear to me and folks that make my existence on this planet all that much better.
Okay. That's a good one. I like it.
So kind of lump them all together. Didn't identify any one person, but and that's, I think it's important, who's in your tribe. Because those are the folks that are going to be there for you day in and day out.
You
When times are
betcha.
good and when times are bad.
You betcha. You
You can
bet.
count
I
on your
love that.
tribe.
I love that one. And if I were to have guessed what you were going to write beforehand, and I wish I would have. In fact, I would have written. I may not use the word tribe, but I might have used that, and that doesn't surprise me at all about what I know about you. And so, perfect. You're staying true to your character.
All right. So that was 1/2, 3, whatever however many you want to give me credit for in that one. But the other thing, and this is the thing I love about life, and in particular, I love about life as an American, and it's the freedoms that we enjoy.
Hmm.
And of course, there will be those that might argue right now that, and you won't get a lot of argument with me to somebody's statement that these freedoms that we enjoy are potentially being eroded away in our society right now, and I think that's true to a degree in certain ones and so on, and I think there's certain segments of our society that are completely losing their damn minds. That's a whole nother subject matter. But yeah, it's that the freedom and the free will that we enjoy as humans and in particular as Americans is something that I greatly appreciate and love about life in general.
You bet. That's another great one. I mean, I completely agree. I love that about life too, and I love that particularly about America. And not all national cultures are created equal. And I think the United States of America, even despite, as I say, all of its warts and hairs, it is still better than anything else out there. It's You're right. The freedoms that we have, that we wake up every day, and one that just hits you sort of straight in the mouth if you think about it is freedom of speech. Because there's all kind of people out there saying things that you don't agree with, and you're saying things that they don't agree with, but you have the freedom to do it. You're not being hauled away and thrown in jail. I mean, you might be verbally attacked or whatever, or attempt to be canceled, but you have freedom of
Right.
speech.
And it's not like that in every part of the world for sure.
Right. That's right.
Yeah, so definitely one to hold near and dear.
Okay. Okay.
And then I guess the third one for me is the thing I love, or one of the things I love about life is the fact that your individual life is that blank slate. It is anything you want to make it. It is your history to write. what do you want to be? What do you want to do? How do you want people to remember you? What accomplishments do you want to achieve? I mean, there are no, well, there are rules, but there are no limitations until you place them upon yourself.
Yeah, you bet. And that's a direct overlap with some of mine, worded a little bit differently, and I thought that might happen too.
Yeah, and then the second part of that, or to complete the, it's a blank slate. There's just some random words that came to mind, like motorcycles and whiskey and pipes and cigars, and I could just keep rattling off about things that I love about life. But really the ones that I mentioned are the key, and I think it kind of just encapsulates everything else.
Yep. Well, those were wonderful, and I just really do believe, as I start to transition over to tell you what mine are, this idea of focusing on things that you love about life is just a great exercise to go through. You want to put yourself in a better place psychologically, mentally right now, just sit still for 5 minutes, be quiet, be still, and think about three things that you love about life. And by the way, both of us have way more than three things that we like, but I know we could talk all day and all night. And the ones that came to me were just in the moment. At that moment, for whatever reason, what was going on in my head, these are the things that came out. So here's my number one. I love this idea that no matter where we're at in life, I mean, we are right here, right? We're here, pound your stake in the ground. This is where I am. And I can't undo anything about what got me here. I am where I am. I did what I did. I said what I said. I am where I am. But in a moment, in this exact moment, I can change the trajectory of my life right now. I might be on a bad trajectory. I might be headed for the wrong place. I might have a bunch of bad habits. I might have all these things, but I am where I am. And I can decide right this second, boom, I'm going in a different direction right this second, starting right now. I love that. I love that you can do that.
It's powerful.
Yeah.
And especially when you realize it and harness that power.
Right. Absolutely. And similarly related to that is I have a sign up in my office. You've seen it, which I live by. It's not mine. I don't know who said it first. It don't matter. But that is the best way to predict your future is to what? Create it. And that's very much sort of, like I said, it's very similar in concept to the idea that I can change the trajectory of my life.
Right.
I can look out in the future, and how many times, and we talked about it again, but I love this. I love that I can go, I want to be, you name it. I want to be this. I want to be that. I want to improve this skill. I want to learn how to, type. I want to learn how to sing. I want to learn how to play the guitar. I want to start a business. I want to go create it. You can do it. The best way to predict your future. What am I going to do? How many people say that? We hear it all the time. What am I going to do? If only this and this and this, then I'd be okay. Go create it. You can do it. You absolutely can.
Yeah, I had having a conversation recently with a friend of mine, and the conversation was kind of like, I don't this event's going on, and I don't know what my life's going to be like, once I start down this path, and my response to that was, your life's going to be exactly like you want it to be, because you're actually in charge of that.
Right.
And you have the ability to make the decisions to create the outcomes that you want to create, to make it the way that you want to make it.
Right.
It's going to be exactly the way you want it to be.
Exactly right. Yeah. And then the third thing popped up because, now that I'm in my 60s and I've reached a certain, extremely high level of wisdom and experience.
Wait, what? You're in your 60s? When were you going to tell me this?
I have been around some of my college, people that I went to college with, and people that are similar in age to me, and they're just they're sort of tapped out of life. They're just going through the motions. They're in retirement mode. They're not learning and growing. They're not doing, stuff that excites them. They're just kind of like, well, I'm in the final quarter of my life. which I'm sure they believe about themselves, and therefore they probably are. And I'm just kind of slowing down and, whatever. I love the fact that we can continue to grow and learn and expand and get better all the way till the end. And I love that we can do that. I am growing like crazy. It's amazing. In fact, I think I'm going through a growth spurt at this age like I've never gone through before. And I don't know. It invigorates you. It keeps you alive. It keeps you interested. It keeps you going. And so that's something about life that I love.
That's right.
And there you go.
Live life like a Pittsburgh Steeler, because they're usually a second half or a fourth quarter team. And they don't really get wound up until towards the end. So
Okay.
live life.
Right.
Yeah. As you had a negative reaction to that because you're a Commanders fan and all, or Redskins fan, even though they try to call themselves the Commanders. But yeah, live life like a Pittsburgh Steeler. Make the second half and that fourth quarter strong.
You bet. Absolutely. Keep learning, keep growing. When you're 85, and if you're listening to this when you're 85, keep learning, keep growing. I'm right there with you. When I get there, I'll stand up and I'll stand next to you and we'll do it. Of course, at that point you'll be 25 years older than that. So we'll see if you're still here, and if you are still growing, that'd be amazing too.
Oh yeah. I'll be here. I'm not going anywhere. I'm telling you, I'm hitting triple digits.
You get what you focus on. And if you focus on things you love about life, the days go by so much easier and so much better. And you're grateful and you're learning and you're growing and you're moving in the direction that you want to be moving. And you're hanging out with your tribe. You have the freedoms to enjoy in this amazing country that we live in. And it's all good. There you go.
You and you said this earlier, and I want to repeat it. You get what you focus on, and I think that's an important exercise for people to utilize in this subject matter. What do you love about life? 3 things you love about life. But also, let's say you're in a bad place. Let's say that work's got you down, and you're just not happy doing what you're doing on a daily basis. My challenge to you would be, are you really that unhappy, or you're just that unhappy because you're focusing on the fact that you're unhappy and you're just getting more of that?
Yeah.
And a good exercise to engage in when you're feeling like that is what I call kind of a pro-con type of activity where, list out all the positive things that you achieve or receive in life as a result of the work that you do. Just make a list of those things. And then on the other side, list all the cons, all the bad stuff that you're experiencing as a result. And I think in a lot of cases, when people take the time and genuinely put the effort into doing that, they'll realize that there's a lot of positive stuff that comes out of it. And it sucks because all they've been focusing on is the negative stuff.
Yeah.
And if you shift that, things could very well be different for you.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. It reminded me of the Gerhardt quote. What is it? Like we have, I think I'm going to be close 70,000 thoughts per day, and 80% of which are negative or something like that. Yeah. I think those numbers are, yeah, you're right.
Well, the numbers are close enough because what they say about statistics, right? 97.6% of them are made up on the spot.
Yes, indeed. Thank you for that statistic.
Just ask any political journalist or correspondent. They're familiar with that.
It's all about the spin.
That's right. Yeah. So great topic, man. Anything else to add to that?
No, that's it. That's it for me.
All right. So anybody that's out there feeling negative, having a bad go of it right now, pump the brakes a little bit. Let's focus on the good things that you're experiencing in your life, and take some time to sit down and evaluate 3 things that you love about your life.
Yeah.
There's got to be at least 3. No matter how difficult or rough the terrain is you're traveling right now, there's got to be at least 3.
Yeah.
Some time focusing on those.
There you go.
All right. And while you're doing that, remember this: no matter who you are, where you are, what you're doing, make sure between this podcast and the next, you take time to
enjoy the
ride.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Graybeard Chronicles. Please subscribe so you'll receive notification when new episodes are available. To learn more about the Graybeards, visit their website, graybeardchronicles.com.